Welcome to Ear Biscuits, the podcast where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time. I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link. This week at the round table of dim lighting, I went viral, man. Thanks to you.
Yep.
And thanks to apparently
It's all my fault.
how people like to pick apart my look on the internet. I don't want to waste any time. I asked you, I want to get into it. I asked you to take some pictures of me. And this was a vulnerable moment. It was a little, when I was like,
I am a semi-professional photographer, so I
texted.
I take any opportunity.
I texted Rhett the morning that I wanted to take some pictures, have some pictures taken of me. Mm-hmm. I said, "Can you bring that camera, man?"
Listen, I always have my
I know
camera.
you like that, to use that camera of yours.
Yeah.
Not the film camera. You replaced it with a digital camera
that people still think is my film camera.
Okay. Yeah.
And I did that on purpose.
Oh, you did? So I knew you'd be into it, and I knew that would kind of help ease the awkwardness of me asking my friend, you, to take pictures of me.
Hey, listen, it would have been awkward. It wouldn't have been awkward for me, even if it was just, hey, take this phone.
I felt, I'm like, I wanted to show off my completed tattoo. I wanted to show off Michael Mendoza's work.
Uh-huh.
Our boy. He tattoos both of us, as well as Ben.
Yep.
And because I wanted to post it so that he could, I was like, hey, wait on posting your stuff until I can get the picture that I want so that I can have that posted. And I was like, well, I'm gonna wear a tank top.
Right, because his pictures tend to be just of the tattoo, like, here, the tattoo's done, here it is. It's not really like tattoo in context, making the subject look cool.
Yeah. I think part of it,
or not necessarily look cool, but look any way that the people perceive it to look. Apparently,
who knew, right? Okay,
I didn't even put the timer on.
I probably could have known a little bit. So, we're at the Creative House. We're doing a photo shoot for something else. That's
very an unannounced project.
Very exciting. Something that's in development. It's a product.
Mm-hmm.
Long time coming. Not as long time coming as the cookbook, which I'm super excited that that's finally out and we can talk about the fact there's a mythical cookbook. But anyway, yeah, I'm like, okay, hey, we took the pictures for the thing. Now, why don't you come over here and take some pictures of me in my tank top? Well, take some pictures of my tattoo. And I'm in a tank top. I did feel a little, it's like everybody.
You didn't know what faces to make.
I didn't know what faces to make. And I was like, I don't want this to be too modelly, but I want to model this tattoo. And I'm gonna tuck my tank top into my pants, like an old man gardening,
Yep.
And yeah, I picked this one, and then.
Well, I'll just give you
Did you know when you were taking my photo that this thing was going to get over 10 million views on Twitter?
No.
Over 11 million. Maybe over 15 million. I don't know.
I'll give you my perspective as the photographer in this particular situation. My go-to filter, yes, I use the built-in. Okay, I think I already said this, but yes, it's just a Fujifilm camera where you dial in these film simulations, right? Mm-hmm. And my go-to film simulation is 70s summer.
70s summer.
Because it has this a little bit of a vintage feel. It warms everything up. It makes everybody and everything look cool. And so I was like, when you gave me this mission, I was like,
I knew I could count on you.
We got to get some foliage in the background to complement
the foliage on my arm.
Yeah, exactly. It was just very themed, And you were making a lot of different faces. I mean, I probably took 20, 25 pictures.
And then I looked at the pictures and I was like,
and I gave them all to you.
I don't like my face. And then take some more pictures. And then I took goofy face pictures.
Well, yeah, you did somewhere you were smiling too big. And I was like, no, just look, try to look. I mean, don't try to look cool. Just look like you don't care that a picture's being taken of you.
That's right. That's what I needed. And turns out we'd already had it. I mean, we had some too modelly ones. We had some that were just too low light, and then we had some that were too goofy. And you know, Chrissy and I went to breakfast one morning. I'm like, listen, I want to show you these pictures. I want you to help me pick out which ones of these I'm going to post on my IG. And then the first one, Russo Goob is the Twitter handle. X handle, I'm not gonna say that. Twitter handle. I do not know Russo, but thank you for saying OMG the tattoo and putting it on Twitter, because I didn't put anything on Twitter. And so that, you know, that was all about the tattoo.
Right.
And I appreciated the compliment, Russo. And then it was, and that started going. I don't go on Twitter anymore. Once it became X, like I kind of gave up on it. Like I rarely ever go over there.
Spent a lot less time over there myself. Thanks, Elon.
It was retweeted by Weird Val, who said, I thought this was a beautiful butch woman, but turns out it's that twink from Good Mythical Morning.
Oh, wow.
And then I scroll down, I'm like, 11 million views, and then...
Wow.
Yeah, and then Weird Val and then Russo's like, yeah, I didn't want to say that, but I was thinking the same thing.
Both
Yeah.
Butch and Twink? Or just, which one do you think they were thinking?
I don't know. A lot of people like to say twink because it rhymes with link and ink.
But the beauty of the tweet, you know, now I'm moving to my semi-professional comedian POV.
Yeah, okay, here you go.
From semi-professional photographer to semi-professional comedian.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
The beauty of this tweet is the fact that you were both called a gay woman and a gay man at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Pretty
it
cool.
just worked.
Yeah.
It was like just so beautifully constructed.
Yeah. And I can't say that I knew that was gonna happen. You know, I get the Rachel Maddow comparisons and never met Maddow, but I think maybe we'd be kindred spirits. I really don't know anything about Rachel Maddow except the picture of Rachel next to the picture of me in split screen when people think they're being cute and doing that
Yeah.
on the internet. You know?
I think your hair has kind of diverged a little bit at this point.
Okay. Here's the thing. Everybody knows I love lesbians, but I don't sweat labels because sweat makes you stink, and the only stink that I follow is my instincts.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm doing, baby. Like, this is a tribute to my wife to put this tattoo on my arm. I love attention. To get over 10 million people putting their eyeballs on this wonderful tattoo that I'm super proud of. Put any label on it you want. I do not care. Now, I'll be honest. I was tempted to care.
Oh, tempted to care in what way?
I was like, what is this supposed to mean about me? Like, I'm talking to Lily on FaceTime, and I'm like, did you see that I posted my tattoo? And she's like, yeah, like 20 million views on Twitter. And I was like, am I supposed to? And I was in this moment. I was in this moment of, what is something being said about me that I need to understand? And that's where I've landed. You know, I don't sweat the labels.
Okay, so but which one do you identify with more, Butch or Twink? Because that's the question that other people have.
Well, based on my research, a twink is like a young, hairless,
go on,
gay man. Young, hairless gay man.
Hold on, let's see.
And I am an middle-aged, hairy, straight man. But
Well,
here's.
can I just be more specific according to
Yes.
Oxford? Is this this is just the first definition that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
It says definitions from Oxford Languages.
Look at you dadding your way through figuring out what a twink is.
Informal. It is an informal definition. It is pronounced twink. It is a noun. It is from the U.S. It's from the U.S.
All right.
Among gay men is the first thing in parentheses.
Yep.
A gay or bisexual young man with a slim build and youthful appearance.
Okay. I do have a youthful appearance.
I think.
Thank you.
Now I'm just going.
But I have body hair.
Right.
I'm not hairless.
But now I'm adopting just my semi-professional person.
But I do like
POV.
to remove hair from my body.
I think the reason that you might
from everywhere
be mistaken as a butch lesbian,
my toes, my feet,
and a twink,
my bush,
or a twink, is your slim build and youthful appearance.
Yep.
I think that is the. I think that's I think that's the general. I think that's where it happens.
Now there is a corollary here because we were talking about how, my fashion instincts are to go less dressy because I don't want to push boyish. I want to counteract boyishness. And now I never thought I was trying to counteract twinkishness, but I guess in a roundabout way, like going around my sexual orientation to twinkdom, I am trying to circumvent. I'm just trying to circumvent boyness. I'm a middle-aged man.
Yeah, but why? But why? But why?
Well, it has nothing to do with being twink or being thought of as being gay. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. It just has to do with, am I a boy or a man? Well, I'm a man.
But I'm
a man.
You have a youthful.
I'm a youthful.
You have a youthful vibe.
I have a youthful exuberance.
And a youthful look.
I also think that when you see me in action, you know that I'm not a lesbian. But I could be.
What kind of action you talking about?
But I could be a.
What kind are we talking about? Sports action?
Like not in a photograph.
Because I think if
like in a video.
No, I'm saying if I saw you from a distance playing tennis, I would probably assume you were a lesbian from a distance.
Okay, like eye squint.
Right, I'd be like, look at her go. I'm just saying, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in tennis action,
right?
Or maybe let's update it. Pickleball. If I saw you pickleballing from a distance, I might be tempted to think lesbian.
Okay.
No, nothing. Nothing wrong with that.
Because of the hairstyle. The hair is up and it's short.
Yeah.
Rachel Maddow.
I think that. Yeah, I think the hair comes. The hair influences the lesbian interpretation, and the slim build influences the twink. But do they cancel each other out and just make a man?
I think that's how men are made.
Is that what you're? That what you're? So every man is essentially just a combination of a butch lesbian and a twink.
Listen, I got this tattoo as a tribute to my wife.
Oh,
I knew.
That's the other piece of it.
I knew that it was
the nature of the tattoo.
The nature of the tattoo is, it's more feminine. The tattoo itself, like getting plants on your arm, was me getting in touch with my feminine side. Now it turns out that my feminine side is a butch lesbian.
But a butch lesbian is a non-feminine, a less feminine lesbian.
Exactly.
I gotta start taking notes.
My feminine side is my wife, Christy, which is what my caption said,
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But I do identify, I don't identify as a butch lesbian, but I'm closer to a butch lesbian than a male twink, which I think is a bit redundant.
Okay.
Of course, you can tell me all you want by calling and leaving us a voicemail, 1-888 EarPod. I know I said one too many eights.
Yeah. Well, you got it.
EarPod 1.
I do think it was a great photo, well composed.
Oh yeah, because you took it.
Great lighting.
You took it.
I
mean, I'll post the rejects. Some get goofy and some get too modelly. And then you can see, you can rate each one.
I think this is a victory.
On a scale of twink to butch to just me. All I can say for certain is that I'm me. I'm following my instinct.
I think this is a victory for you, Link.
Dig your nose in it.
I mean, first of all, as you stated right at the top of this, you like attention. I mean, so do I. We sort of like, we kind of make our living off of attention. So getting it, and I don't think this is bad attention.
Right.
That's great. And I think a lot of things converged in this tweet, because one of the things that converged was because we've been doing this for so long, we come in and out of people's worlds.
Right.
So it's like, I used to watch those guys.
That twink from Good Mythical Morning.
When I was 10 years ago, whatever, right? And like, some of these people are like 25, 20. I watched you when I was 10. I watched you when I was 15. And look, we were different. We were different. We have evolved. We have changed. The show has changed. The nature of the way that we express ourselves has changed.
Right. I mean,
the nature of the way that we look has changed. And so I think that
also the way that we talk and our level of inclusivity. Like, if you would have told me at the beginning of our career, if you would have shown me a picture of me wearing a t-shirt that said, "Everybody knows I love lesbians," and I'm like smirking at Stevie, I'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so scared right now." And now I'm like, I'm so living my best life right now. That's
right.
it.
But I think that
but we look different.
I think that people just, it's still, to this day, it is the most common thing is that I used to watch you, right?
Sadly.
Or you were my childhood.
Yeah.
Right, and again, there's many reasons for that. But I think that eventually, you don't watch somebody forever and you decide that we're not for you anymore. That's great, go find other ways to be entertained. I'm all for it. But then we just keep popping up on the internet in different ways. And in this way, you end up popping up and with this tattoo. And it's just like, I think for some people, it's like, what? That guy from my 10 years ago has that tattoo. That's one thing that happens, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it was just it was a perfect convergence of multiple things. This is something to be celebrated.
It was a maelstrom of femininity. Get it? Male, femme. I don't know. It's been bookmarked over 3,000 times, so a lot of people want to keep going back to this.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, my only issue with the whole process is the fact that I had to comment on it on Instagram to get my photog cred. That's the only, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
That's my only beef in any of this.
Well, I was gonna do it, but I didn't know what term to assign to you.
All you have to do
is it a bear? What are you when you're the gay dude with the beard? What is that?
A bear, but bears are more heavy set.
Oh no, a beard is when you are gay, but you have a cover.
Like you have a wife.
Oh yeah, so a bear is
another.
a bear is a little bit stockier.
You're somewhere between an otter and a bear, I would say. An otter is like a slimmer, hairy gay man.
And what if he was a lesbian?
I'm not hairy enough.
What would he be?
A lesbian?
So he's
lumberjack lesbian, I would say.
Yeah.
Lumberjack lesbian.
Yeah.
And a butch lesbian, see, I started looking up butch lesbian pictures, and a lot of blazers, lots of vests.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do vests.
Not yet. We don't know what's going to happen with you.
A lot of ties, sometimes bow ties.
Yeah, I feel like butch nowadays is more like they're more business, casual in dress.
Right.
And that's not your vibe.
But an occasional tank.
Yes.
And I think that's where I got roped in.
I think you should just roll with it.
And I am. Hey, here I am at the party.
All you have to do is you just put a little, you just do the camera icon emoji : and then the person's name. That's all you have to do.
My otter.
Next time.
My otter friend. Rhett MC.
Photographer.
Phototter.
My photographer. Yeah, we'll work on that. But the getting the pictures of yourself. Now, first of all, we take a lot of pictures together and individually to like promote merch. And I will be frank with you. It is my least favorite part of our job. I don't like having pictures taken of me. I don't have enough faces. I don't like the way I look in 94% of pictures. Sometimes I get it just right and I'm happy with it. But like, I just don't have
we prefer more dramatic lighting than the merch photos.
When I smile, you can't see my teeth. There's a number of things that I'm not particularly pleased with the way I show up in photos, okay? But I've had to get my picture taken professionally just of me for James and the Shame stuff. And I just had to grow comfortable with this like making faces. And again, my bag of faces is very small, but
you should just try a bag over your face.
But like just growing comfortable with like, yes, I'm kind of doing a little bit of the model thing right now. And so, especially when you've got a good photographer, I'm not talking about a semi-professional best friend. I'm talking about an actual professional.
Yeah.
When you get somebody who's like a professional and you're like, if I make the right face, this is really gonna turn out well. And they're gonna take enough pictures where out of 500, I might get 20 that I'm happy with.
Now you didn't part your lips. I will give you credit for that. I think that would have been too far.
What are you talking about?
Like your lips are like.
In what picture are you talking about?
In any of them. I never saw your lips parted. Like.
Oh, I have a couple.
Because there's one thing that's like, I mean, there's the blue steel. There's like the smoochy face type thing, but then there's also just the parted lip.
Well, I have. This is a good time to talk about this because I feel like I need to consult with you.
Did you part your lips and I didn't notice it?
I don't think in any of the pictures I've posted in the last roundup.
If their lips are touching, you're not being too pretentious. If they start parting.
I don't open my mouth quite a bit. I don't open my mouth a lot because
I'm reinforcing that instinct.
Because you can't see my teeth. And so if I had like a nice, big, beautiful smile, I probably would smile more.
Baba LP!
But one of the pictures that made it into the set of like approved pictures is, because I have like 25 pictures that came out of this photo shoot that's supposed to cover like basically anything that I'm doing related to the EP.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna kind of like meter these out a little bit over time.
Yeah.
And one of them is way too like, looks like I'm trying way too hard to be sexy, right? But I included it in like the final pics because I was like, okay, this is an extreme thing. And I like showed it to Jessie and she was like, you look great, but that, it's, and I was like, it's too much, right? Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna post this. I'm not gonna post this picture because I don't want to deal with whatever thing I'm putting out there with this picture, but I'll show it to just you. And then you can decide. You can decide if we're putting
it all out there, man.
As a experiment, not as experiment, but just to fulfill this whole thing.
Let's face it. What we're really talking about here is how do you get more people that are attracted to you to like it? Like we're in thirst trap territory, but not go so far that like the people who like you not for what you look, like let's just say the guys out there, you don't want to turn them off. You want the guys to like your picture, and you want the people who are attracted to you.
It's not great in terms
of the thirsty, and what's the other category? You got the thirsty people who want like the sexy picture, and then you want people who are turned off by the sexy picture because they just want to be your friend and respect you as some dude. The dude-esque and the thirsty are in conflict.
Yeah, but also like, I don't know. I think it's just like how do you want yourself to be perceived, right? Because you've got people like,
as a butch lesbian, are you asking me again?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
You've got people like Emma, right? And obviously Emma is like a legit fashion icon now.
Yeah.
You know? And she's constantly getting pictures of her taken by people, like by professional fashion photographers for professional fashion outlets.
And everybody is like, you go girl, but if Jared Leto,
I think it's Leto.
posts his pictures, I'm like, my eyes just roll out of my head, dude. I'm just being honest.
Well, he's also
like,
a 51.
Well, that's a feat. So I give him respect for that, but it's just like, okay, it seems a little pretentious, it seems like he might be full of himself, you know? So it's like, I'm not thirsty for that. I'm overhydrated by
But
that.
you also know, like...
I'm wet. No, I'm not wetted.
You're not wet.
I'm dry, but I'm...
Oh, hold on. You're wet for Jared Leto? Because we need to add that
I'm
to
dry for Jared Leto, but I'm not thirsty for him. What the opposite of thirsty is wet.
Okay.
So am I wet for Jared Leto, or am I dry for him?
You're already satisfied with something else. You're not, no.
I am anti-thirsty for Jared Leto.
Okay.
Because he goes too far.
Well, he's also an actor. You know, Emma is a creator, right? And we have her audience. I mean, we know Emma, but she is who she is on our podcast in real life, right? So it's this authentic person that there's no pretense.
She gives you all sides.
There's no pretense to the person that she puts out there on a regular basis. So when she puts out this high fashion,
let's call it glammed. She's been unglammed and fully glammed on the cam.
and if you just saw it and you would be like, why is this girl like making these faces and this thing? It's like, well, because that's how you do that thing.
Exactly.
When you do what she's doing, you do it in the way, and she's doing a really damn good job of it.
Great job, but it's harder for a guy to pull that off. Let me see the picture.
Okay, so let me just say that
You said a lot.
Well, I'll just say that
Let me see the picture.
I don't think the framing is great on this, and I'm saying
Well, just let me give the notes.
It's the face.
Don't tell me the notes.
Don't comment on the fact that it's not a very flattering picture in terms of the bottom part. Just I'm talking about my facial expression.
What's
okay,
in the bottom
you'll see what I'm saying. You know, it's one of those things that like the way the shirt is sort of like expanding.
Just give me a minute. I think this is okay. Your lips aren't parted.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's
man.
pelvis forward. That's kind of the issue. And yeah, because the jacket's open, you're going. There's an illusion of over wideness that's not true to your actual width.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
It's not a particularly flattering picture for my body, but I'm just talking about the express. I was just like, I'll pick this one. Maybe it could be cropped at some point.
It's model-esque.
Right. It's you know, and
but it's not over the top.
Oh.
It's right. Well, if I saw this on Instagram, I'd scroll quickly, because this is not the you.
Oh, this would make you uncomfortable?
Not uncomfortable. It's just I'm a little too close to it to celebrate it. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's my problem.
Well, okay, so we should talk about this.
But I think it's nice.
I don't think I'm going to post this.
I think the other photos are nice.
But we have talked about, and I don't know, we haven't personally actively pursued this, but we are definitely open to if, you know.
Centerfold.
If like GQ was doing like a creator issue or whatever, and they were like, we're going to take model-esque pictures.
Well, Forbes did that to us. The one that they used was like, it's like, fix your hair in this one. That's the one they used. I was like, I thought they were just telling me to fix my hair.
But also, I don't know how many people realized that it was a mirror. I think people thought I was holding a picture of you because you couldn't see you but in the
did
foreground.
Look good. So I'm like, ultimately, I like flattering photos of myself. I mean, I do like that. And it turns out I also like wearing eye makeup and making a blue steel face.
But that is I want to acknowledge that that's an update, right? Because 12, 13 years ago almost when we came to this town, like, and remember we went to that, actually before we moved here, first time we ever got headshots, and of course we went to that guy's apartment in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Off of Hollywood Boulevard, and went up to his apartment, which was a legitimate photographer, but we got headshots and we did the whole back-to-back thing.
Definitely
We've told that
weird.
story. But we were super self-conscious about trying to come across in any way other than we are not taking ourselves seriously. We don't think we look good, and we're just funny guys.
We're a comedic duo, but yeah, you could tell. But look at what you're doing to your hair. Look at what you're doing to yourself.
Right, and I think
let's be real.
So the point I'm making is, I feel like
we always teetered.
When people make themselves, like when I know who a person is truly in other contexts, and I think this applies to guys too, because I think you can use Anthony as an example of this, right?
Okay, Anthony Bourdain.
I'm thinking of the Padilla Anthony, because Bourdain has been dead for quite some time, and so obviously Anthony goes to Prague and gets these very particular tattoos that cover his entire body, and then shows them off, right?
You got to be shirtless to show it off.
And he shows them off shirtless, and these are model-esque pictures of him, because it sounds like when you talked about Leto.
Yep.
It sounds like you were introducing a double standard for men and women. That's what.
Yes.
And so you are introducing. Now, is this coming from your butch part or your twink part?
I was teeing up the double standard as the challenge. I'm not saying that it's. Yes, I have it, but it also exists.
And so, but I know Anthony, right? And so when
girls
I see those
like
pictures,
girls who go full glam, but guys don't like guys who go full glam.
But who cares what guys think?
Well, if you have an audience and you want to reach people broadly, it's a factor for us. But yeah, I mean, that's why when I did when we went to that ball, the masquerade ball, and the idea was to like wear the eye makeup and to honestly use Jared Leto as a reference.
Anna had a picture of Jared Leto on the wall when we were getting our makeup done.
It's just the attitude that goes along with it.
And
like,
I was uncomfortable with it, obviously. You can tell by the pictures taken on the red carpet.
I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I've got to make the face. I got to go all the way. And I had a lot of fun with it.
You also made a hand signal.
Right, because I also wasn't taking myself too seriously, and that's what the hand signal was. It was, I wanted to go more, it's like, I'm not a big fan of David Bowie's music. I'm just not into it. But I'm a big fan of David Bowie's vibe. The fact that, like, he just kept you guessing. And he subverted norms, and he bent gender, I guess you would say.
Well, of course, definitely did.
I've been doing that. I've done that a few times, you know. I did the drag thing. It was fun.
But are you saying that
it doesn't make me gay, bi, trans. It doesn't make me anything that I'm not.
Right, but are you saying that?
Who cares?
Right.
It's fun.
But it's one thing to do drag as a one-time thing, but it's another thing to be like, in my everyday vibe, I'm gonna do make some androgynous choices.
Yeah, but so going to a masquerade ball that had a theme that was served by eye makeup, it was just a fun little excursion that I fully committed to.
I enjoyed it once we got to, just for context, it was this fundraiser event that we went to where, you know, whenever you get invited to one of these things, they give you the dress code, and the dress code was very specific. It was
Zodiac ball.
But it was avant-garde black tie there was a competition to see who had the best costume, and it was like lean into the Zodiac, lean into the celestial nature of it. And so we were like, okay, let's do, and I think Stevie was the first person to say, let's do something where it's all themed, and let's actually get somebody, like, so we got Daniel Salon to come in, who's did
Buddy System.
Wardrobe for Buddy System, and then for GMM for a while. Back when we just didn't pick our own clothes like we do now.
Yeah.
And
he's gone on to do a bunch of like Marvel costuming.
He's done, he did costuming.
What happened was Marvel saw like my Buddy System season 2 robot costume that he made, and they were like, "We got to have that."
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, so I totally get what you're saying in terms of so we did the thing where it was essentially like black velvet and then covered in these interesting sort of vibes.
Cosmetic.
The eye makeup matched the thing. And my main reason that I was a bit, first of all, I was just uncomfortable because I don't like to draw attention to I do like to be the center of attention as much as any person who entertains people and thinks that them talking on the internet is worth you listening to. But when it comes to like my look, I kind of want to be like, if you decide to look at me, you will be pleased. But I don't want you to, you're already going to probably be looking at me because I'm a foot taller than everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And so there's just this thing that is, I'm a little bit like, I don't want to do something that makes me bigger and stand out more.
Yeah.
And so I've always been a little bit self-conscious about that. So this was a harder thing for me to commit to. But once we got there and everybody, first of all, everyone looked like crazy people. I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts. It was the most nuts thing I've ever been to. Okay. But, we got a lot of compliments and it was cool to kind of be like the three of us together being like a team looking a certain way or whatever. People wanted to get pictures.
Yeah, it helped being in a set.
But there is this interesting, you're kind of talking about like the members of our audience that might draw certain conclusions that ultimately would lead them to being less of a fan or not being a fan or not choosing to watch the next thing, which it's very difficult to not consider that. But for me, there's always there's that old, like you were getting at, like the old version of yourself that suddenly, in fact, I even said it that night when we were at the thing. I was like, if we could go back 15 years and suddenly just be like, have footage of what is happening right now, like this ridiculous event. It wasn't ridiculous. It was for a good cause. It was for like treating childhood cancer. So it was a great cause. But like the nature of where it was and who was there and what we looked like was so beyond the pale of anything we would have ever expected to be involved in. And so that former person is always sort of standing in judgment of the current you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to know where that nets out and how to, because there's nothing wrong with any of the things that we did. It's just the comfort level is something that evolves over time. Like going to a big party and wearing this thing that has all these adornments on it and with eye makeup isn't something that I envisioned for myself 20 years ago. I'm happy that I'm able to do it and I enjoyed it once I made the decision, but you kind of have to tell the old you, it's okay, everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything is fine.
Right.
This is great. Why would you care? Why would you care what you think your old self thinks about this?
Right.
I'm glad that we did it. Ultimately, it was a fun.
You should have pursed your lips a little more. You maybe should have parted them. And
I think I did for some of them. It's just
you should have had a hand signal.
The photos that make it onto the internet. They got me smiling because you were making the hand signal and I was laughing at you in the moment, and then they took a picture, and so
you were mostly concerned about that hand signal at that moment.
Well, I was saying like, oh, here you go, you're making the hand signal, and I laughed, and they took a picture.
Because I went through a bunch of hand signals because I didn't want to do anything offensive.
You probably did something offensive in some culture.
Well, you know what? You can make everybody happy all the time, but it'll drive you crazy.
Okay, I have a very special update for you in a moment, updating you on something that happened that we talked about last week.
Okay.
But I want to remind you that, we've been doing the pin of the month every month this year. It's proven to be very popular with the mythical beasts. And we decided to create a corkboard, a mythical themed corkboard, a collector's board. We're saying that it's for the pins of the month that you've collected, but let's be honest, it's for anything that you want to put in cork.
Yeah.
14-inch diameter. I wish I had one right now because I love the feeling of this thing. It's flexible, lightweight cork.
Palpably floppy.
It's great. They didn't make cork like that when we were coming up. This is the new cork. available at mythical.com.
Featuring new cork.
Also, we want to remind you, as we have been lately, and thank you for those of you who have actually answered the call on this. If you like this podcast, rating it and reviewing it wherever you enjoy the podcast, even places that you don't enjoy the podcast, go over there and do it as well. It helps. It gets the podcast out there to more people, so we've seen an increase in that. People are listening, so thank you for doing that. We would love more of it. Okay.
Thank you. Ear Biscuits is supported by Rosetta Stone.
There are a whole host of reasons that you might want to learn a new language. Maybe you're traveling to a place and you want to be able to speak the language. Maybe you've met someone.
Oh.
Maybe you're falling in love with someone who speaks another language.
That's a good idea.
Or maybe you just want to guard your brain against decay, because learning a language can do that.
In comes Rosetta Stone. It is the most trusted language learning program that truly immerses you in the language you want to learn.
They've used trusted experts for 30 years with millions of users in 25 languages offered, like Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and Arabic, just to name a few.
And Rosetta Stone immerses you in many ways and is designed for long-term retention, so you pick up a language naturally, first with words, then phrases, then sentences.
Not to mention the convenience of it all. It has desktop and app options with audio companion and ability to download lessons offline.
Plus, it's an amazing value. A lifetime membership has all 25 languages for any and all trips and or language needs in life. A $299 program, but with our code, you can get it for just $179.
Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, you can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 40% off.
That's $179 for unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 40% off at rosettastone.com/ear today. Ear Biscuits is supported by Manscaped.
Gentlemen across the nation, we have an urgent message for you. The brand that took your balls to space is now launching them into the ultrasphere, introducing the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
That was a dramatic reading.
Yep.
What I'm gonna say is from the heart. You know, we talked about Manscaped and using it when it wasn't a sponsor and said we wanted it to be a sponsor.
And now it is.
And here we are. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, featuring a new cutting edge design and next generation dual skin safe blade heads for different shaves. It's pretty much a spaceship to take your boys downstairs to the next level.
Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code EAR.
EAR.
High tech for low places, Manscaped. Ear Biscuits is supported by Indeed.
Is hiring challenging? Yes. Do you love a challenge? Also, yes. You need a hiring partner that can help you rise to the challenge. You need Indeed.
Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all.
Indeed streamlines hiring with powerful tools that find you matched candidates. With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job, according to Indeed data, US.
Indeed is awesome because they do the hard work for you. Indeed shows you candidates whose resumes fit your description immediately after you post so you can hire faster and matches you with quality candidates instantly.
Even better, Indeed's the only job site where you only pay for applications that meet your must-have requirements.
Indeed is an unbelievably powerful hiring platform, delivering 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest 2019.
Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast.
Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/ears. Offer good for a limited time.
So claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/ears. That's ear with an S. Just go to Indeed.com/ears and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/ears. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Last week, we had an in-depth discussion about shoes specifically.
Yes, I still want to be a sockless foot wearer.
And I told you that I had some loafers that were coming in the mail.
Oh yeah.
And I would love to tell you that they came in the mail. They didn't. One of the things I've discovered about buying things on, first of all, Instagram usually pretty reliable because it like links correctly to a legit store. TikTok, the standards are a little bit different. I've only bought a couple of things from a TikTok ad.
Uh-huh.
And it's been 6 weeks and these things have not come. And I paid $20 for them. So I paid $20 for a pair of shoes on TikTok. You would think
Why did you?
You would think that they would be here by now. But maybe not, because maybe I paid nothing for shipping. Maybe that's my problem. Anyway, I'm still waiting on my $20 loafers.
Well, you then why did you tell me not to look at your feet?
Well, because was visiting Locke recently, and for a little parents' weekend.
Okay.
And I was in the hot and humid South, and we took him. What we did is we took him to Nordstrom Rack, because when you go see your kid, you want to take him to like Nordstrom Rack, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx to get them cheap clothing.
Okay.
To kind of like, you know, take them out shopping a little bit, give them some clothes for their life.
Okay, yeah.
Went to the Rack, which is probably the best of those three options.
Yeah.
It kind of goes Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and then Nordstrom Rack.
Okay.
And it's helpful to start at Marshalls,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and work your way
You don't
up.
want to go backwards. You get that Marshall's effect. It's like, God, why am I here?
But I went to the shoe section.
You know what rolls downhill?
Yeah.
Products to Marshalls.
I went to the shoe section, and something just called my name, and it was
$20 loafers.
Well, no. I'm gonna hand you the loafers, and you can look on the inside and see the price tag and read it out to everyone. But let me just say, Link,
by returning them? Okay.
I wore these loafers it was like 85 degrees, 85% humidity.
Mm-hmm.
I wore them a day down there. Then I came back and I wore them all day yesterday. And then I put them on again today.
Always sockless.
I've been going completely sockless. I've been raw dogging the hell out of these shoes.
All right.
And I gotta say,
no, let me say.
I'm gonna hand you one. And I would like you to smell it. I would also like
Your preambles are always manipulative, so don't tell me what you think it smells like.
I don't. You can just.
I have the loafer. It appears to be a $20 in value. Nope, $49.97.
Right.
The Mr. Lancer Leah, tan leather, 407-918-68043.
This is a $50 loafer, and it feels like $1 million.
It's soft. It's supple. It fully bends. It's packable.
You don't have to fold it to pack it, though.
This is what they show you in the ads. The bottom has some sort of
rubber.
And it is
Some sort of rubber.
It comes in little waffle pieces. Bottom smells new. Wow, bottom smells new.
I actually did step in shit with that yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cleanable. It is completely shitless.
Sean shit on the bathroom floor, and
I
stepped in it with that foot.
And you know what? There is a
But I
little bit of
cleaned it.
thread that would hold maybe a little shit residue. You stepped on it with the heel.
No, the foot was the toe.
Oh.
It was the toe. But I think I got rid of it because I
You
thought
got it.
about
You did good.
I was picturing this moment, and
Okay.
I didn't want the shit to really stain this moment.
All right. And you do have the other one.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, good.
I'll hold that one up.
They come in a pair. And now I'm going in for don't distract from this moment. This is the big moment.
Yeah. Smell it.
I'm going in for the incense, I call it. Going back in for a second. I'm gonna clear completely. Empty my lungs completely.
Unnecessary.
Get a little mouth.
Put your hand inside of them.
Don't tell me what to do. Shut up.
Feel inside.
And the scent is of leather.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but.
Go deep with your hand. Go all the way to the toe.
I'm going for the hand. I will be removing my ring. Okay.
Don't dry them out.
Left shoe.
Don't give them time to dry out. I want the people to know that
Right
this
hand.
is just fresh off the foot.
Okay. Oh, it's soft in there. Ooh.
Supple, huh?
Okay.
$50 for that.
I
mean, it's not
I'm
20.
detecting moisture, but is that just the supple nature of the sole?
Detecting moisture.
I think it might just be the. Okay, and then what is this?
Do you feel how my toes have already made a little indentation there? You feel that?
What is going on here? I just
Hold on, what are you doing?
trying to get the tag.
No,
out,
leave
man.
the tag on.
You're gonna return them?
No. I took this one off, but as you can see, it took a while. It took me a good 12 minutes to get the tag off of this.
It feels damp,
one.
but I think
That's you.
it's just a coolness. I think that's me. I think that must be my dampness. I'll be damned.
Link, I'll be damp.
It's
Link, I gotta tell you,
that right there. And does your foot? Let me smell the foot.
my foot is sweatier now that I've taken them off than when they're on, and I don't know what's happening. It is magic.
Does your foot smell like a shoe?
I mean,
You don't want to put your foot up here?
No,
You haven't got a pedicure?
I will.
Okay, the foot's here now.
I think it smells fine. I mean, I washed it recently, and it's just been inside the shoe.
Okay. I'm clearing. Empty any lungs?
Don't lick it. That was nasty.
Yeah, September is over.
You know what? Your foot smells like leather.
Yeah, and it feels like gold. I mean, Link.
Well, it's a little sticky now that I removed half of the.
Well, yeah. And
They shouldn't have put that there.
That'll go away. So
I gotta hand it to you. Your foot is in a great spot, and I am jealous.
this is what Mark Margiotti, whatever his name is, this is what he must feel like all the time.
Oh.
This is also what Flanagan feels like all the time, by the way. Because he wears these sort of driving. I went with the most casual,
Now I'm gonna make my hair smell like leather.
most comfortable, like driving loafer to begin with. Well, I went with it because it was $50.
That's reasonable.
But my next, once these kind of break in, I will say they are thin. There's a feeling of no shoes on, which I think is good for your feet.
You can feel the gas pedal of your Lamborghini,
And but these have the like moccasin toe,
or your like hybrid Volvo. I think is what it actually is.
and I'm gonna get the one that's a little less casual that has the leather bottom and not the rubber bottom. That's phase 2 for me.
Okay.
I don't know what phase 3
I'm
is.
staying away, but I am jealous as hell.
Let me just say, it's kind of weird. It's because it literally is having
I think it's gonna
skin on your skin.
It would send me in total twink territory if I did that.
Yeah.
Rich twink. I can't do
This
it.
would be pretty twinky. This would
can't
be
do
pretty
it.
twinky.
I can't do it.
I don't know how it works. I think that there's probably people out there who have experienced this before, putting a leather loafer on and being like, I'm wearing it in South Florida. It's like 90 degrees. I'm walking around. My feet smell fine. I know it's early days. This is day 3.
Yeah, it is early. But
But
don't.
I'm
you're
not
never.
s- it's
you're
not
not gonna put
sweating.
any powder. You're not gonna make any putty. I'm still wearing mine, and they're starting to break in. They're starting to smell funny.
Which ones are
So-
you wearing?
The black athletic ones.
Oh, you're wearing those without socks.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's something about the leather. And I think people knew this. I think people have known this.
Now we know it.
I'm just feeling really good right now.
I
And
hate you for
and
this.
they're super. In fact, I wore them the first day, and then we got there, and I set them next to the bed, and I got in bed, and I've never had this feeling in my life.
You making them night shoes?
I looked at them, and I was like, I want to put you on right now.
In bed?
I didn't, but I just saw them on the ground, and I was like, I've never had the urge to put shoes on while in bed without shoes on.
Hey, it's called knocking the boots.
That's the first time.
It can be any shoe. Knocking the loafers, man.
I just looked at them, and I really
body rocking.
I like the look.
Loafers.
Well, what do you now? I'm going to stand up because I told you not to look about my shoes or to say anything about my shoes. I just want you to.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about me as a person you don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna walk up to you.
Okay.
And I want you to, because I think you would probably have thoughts about the shoes.
Okay.
In this context, just jeans and a black T-shirt. Not trying too hard, and it's just like.
You can stay further.
Maybe I'm hailing a cab because I don't have the Uber app yet.
You know what? This is squarely you.
Oh.
This is squarely you. This is like zero overlap between the two of us. I'm jealous, but I could never do that.
What are you talking about?
I could never do that. You just wouldn't look like that on me.
Well, what does it look like? You haven't told me yet.
Good, man. I said it. I said squarely you. I'm not here to stroke your ego.
That's what he's talking about. This studio's not designed to get close-ups of feet. There we go.
Yeah.
I take a couple steps.
Yeah, just sort of walking.
That's enough. That's enough steps, though.
I'm definitely adjusting, but they feel so good that I'm willing to keep adjusting.
I think it works. It's a little rich from my blood, but you can pull it off.
I had another update for you.
You forgot it?
Oh no, I had a.
See, I'm touching my face now that I put my hand in your foot. Totally fine.
It's like touching me and then
it's like touching a cow.
Cow, right?
Yeah, it's like touching a cow and then touching my face.
I blew your mind recently about the interstates. So they have a little bit less of.
Gotta be real. I mean, yeah, I learned something, but it was a bit dry.
I have a little bit.
It's kind of like when I see a Jared Leto photo.
This is less. This is less dry. In fact, this is as wet.
Dry, but in a non-thirsty way.
This is as wet as I can get right now.
Okay.
The Amazon is the longest river in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Nile, right? I think the Amazon is the longest river in the world. If it isn't it is one of the longest rivers in the world. Do you know how many bridges the Amazon has over it? And it goes like 3,400 miles or something?
7, not many. Why are you looking at me like that? Because I'm right.
Guess again.
6. Uh-huh.
0.
0.
There are no bridges over the entire Amazon River. Not one.
And it is the longest?
The longest is the Nile.
You fool!
Amazon coming up with a close second.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's why I said one of. It doesn't have
how many bridges over there?
Any bridges.
No bridges over the Amazon.
Now, it might have there might be
somebody. How on earth do you get to the other side?
Somebody might have put a bridge on some part that and I'm talking about bridges that cars could go over. I'm talking about roads that go over. I don't know, maybe somebody we're
not talking about
a cable bridge or
a rope bridge
or something. You can't stop somebody from doing that. But you can't drive your car across the Amazon at any point.
Yep.
This is mind-blowing to me.
Well, I guess 7.
And the reason is, since you asked.
Why on earth would there not be, because there's no highways. It's too jungly.
So there's
trying to keep the loggers out?
There's a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is it's too jungly. No, you're kind of right. There aren't many roads that need to cross the Amazon. So the Amazon is the Amazon jungle, right? And so it is this impenetrable In fact, the Amazon itself is the road that people use to get through the Amazon. The river is the road. So it's more about the river being the mode of transportation than any one side trying to get to the other side. But the other reason is an engineering reason. As
Loamy soil.
As a semi-professional civil engineer, this meant a lot to me. And that is the fact that, the river is a few miles wide most of the time, but then during the rainy season, the wet season, as Jared Leto would say, in January, the river balloons to like 30, like many, many, many miles wide. And it changed, the banks change and stuff, like the banks erode and change. And so it would be an absolute engineering nightmare. It would take a lot to justify building a bridge because it would be one of those bridges that was mostly bridge over land and really high and very, very expensive for a really, really long period of time. And there's not really a demand for it. So why do it? That fascinated me. Not as much as the way the interstates in America work, but it was a close second.
I like the Amazon thing better. It was shorter.
It was the second longest interesting explanation that I've given about something recently.
Right. Do you have a recommendation?
I do. This is something I discovered at a buffet recently.
Okay.
A breakfast buffet. That I'm recommending.
Hotel?
I'm talking airport.
Continental?
Airport.
Ooh, danger.
Airport lounge buffet.
With your loafers, of course.
This is pre-loafers. I would have had them on, and I will have them on from here on out. Because I think if you've got loafers on,
I don't think you have to show a card.
You get preferential treatment in the lounge. There's a line just for people with loafers. They get in fast. They're given the best of everything.
We skip the line loafer. Line.
I wanted oatmeal for the function of oatmeal. Fiber. I wanted to get oatmeal. I wanted to eat yogurt because I like it.
Not for the probiotics?
And for the probiotics. I got a bowl of oatmeal. I got a small bowl of yogurt.
Okay.
I took them back to the loafer part of the lounge.
Okay, this better be good.
And then I was like,
we're on the edge of our seats.
Why haven't I mixed these before?
I've never mixed it. Well, because one's hot and one's cold.
So what?
Well, I gave you the reason.
I mean, this is coming from a butch twink. You can mix hot and cold all you want.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
It is exquisite. Okay, it does.
What's the ratio?
It does create. I would say 3 parts oatmeal, 1 part yogurt. You're treating the yogurt like a cream addition.
Yeah,
it does make a lukewarm light brown mush.
You know how much I like mush.
Which I think is right down your alley.
Mush is my favorite type of food.
It made a creamy, tangy oatmeal, and I did it, and then I'm trying to get my wife's attention. I'm like, Jesse, did you look what I just did? And she's like, well, I'm like,
You're doing to her what you're doing to us.
I put yogurt in my oatmeal. Have you ever done that? And she was like, no. I was like, well, neither have I, but I just did.
Yeah, you did.
And it just feels like this should be a thing. So anyway, that's my recommendation. If you've got both,
Yoatmeal.
Make some yoatmeal.
Hey, I named it, so
we might need to sell it. We might need to sell it.
Rhett and Link's Yoatmeal.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to get a photo shoot.
We might need to sell it. We sell. It could be in that, like, that yogurt that comes. And it's got the fruit, is that Chobani? It's got the fruit that you then pop over. So what we need is a little side saddle that's full of oatmeal that's 3 times as much oatmeal as the yogurt that you bought. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's a big thing of oatmeal and then there's but the hot and cold though.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes like that, but then it's perforated. You rip it apart. You put the oatmeal in the microwave.
And you make it scalding. And then it's like, it prevents you from burning your mouth. That's the worst thing that can happen to a privileged person. Burning your mouth on something that you don't have the patience to wait to eat.
Well, yogurt takes care of it. And it's a really healthy meal.
There's nothing worse that can happen to a loafered person than burning your mouth.
I hadn't thought of that.
And we fixed that with Rhett and Link's
Yoatmeal. I don't know what I'm missing and why. Maybe this is a thing. Maybe the people out there who've been wearing loafers and just not sweating in them because of the magic of loafers have also been eating Yoatmeal all this time and we didn't know. But I feel like between the new loafers and the Yoatmeal, I kind of feel like I'm turning over a new leaf.
I mean, just go to yoatmeal.com. Does it exist? We're going to have to buy it before it goes out. It's just oatmeal with a Y in front of it.
It does not.
What?
Does not exist as a site.
Hell yeah.
You guys are set.
Well, I mean, now we have to buy it. Every time we mention a URL on this program that we do.
You bought $20 loafers that you never even got.
Well,
they'll
probably get here.
There is also a brand of overnight oats called Mush. Mush. I call it mush, but it's probably mush.
Is there yogurt in it?
Not yet. We could partner with them.
Do people do this though?
Overnight oats are cold and mushy, and you can get it in chocolate, you can get it in vanilla. Not a sponsor, but I'm throwing another rec on here. Whenever I go my glamping, I like to bring a little mush.
Oh,
you know?
The first thing, yogurt and it auto-completed to yogurt and oatmeal Reddit. Adding some fat-free Greek yogurt to your oatmeal makes it so, gosh, people already know about this. So much more creamy and more filling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all know.
And
right?
more probiotic.
Yeah. Of course. Okay. Holy cow, guys. Yogurt and oats. I mean, 2016.
But nobody got yoatmeal.com.
Not the prettiest oats, LOL, but yogurt on oats is life-changing. It is. It is.
Let me see the picture.
Well, I'll just click on it.
This is right up my alley.
See, this person did fruit.
I don't even think you would like this.
Well, I love it. And I didn't even put fruit in it.
Yeah, it's ugly. That's the problem.
Who cares? You like pudding.
Oh, I love it.
Pudding is one of the ugliest foods.
Pudding is great. This is new pudding.
Pudding looks like something that would come out of your body. Anything that looks like it could have come from a person, a living person, in real time as a food is not like particularly appetizing visually.
Oatgurt.
And I do feel like
what about that?
Yogurt and oatmeal do look like something that might come out of somebody if you sliced them open.
Oatgurt is not as enticing of a name, is it?
Oatgurt, it's more original.
It's hard to say. Oatgurt, and it sounds like you're regurgitating.
The domain is available for sale.
Oatgurt.
On GoDaddy.
We don't want that one.
Yoatmeal.
We're not gonna buy that one.
Yoatmeal.
You can have Oatgurt and you can be our competition, and you know what? Screw you, you're going down.
That's right.
You suck. Yoatmeal, man. It's the future, freaking dude, man. Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Yes.
Anyway, that's my rec. You can try it on your own, but we will at some point be coming out with a product that is just oatmeal and yogurt together.
Yeah, and you should see the photo shoot that's going to go along with it. Oh, man. All right. Use hashtag #EarBiscuits. Let us know what you think about this conversation. And please leave us a voicemail, because we're listening to them. 1-888-EARPOD1. Talk at you next week.
Hi, Rhett and Link. My name is Kai. I'm from Canada, and I'm listening to your I Was Today Years Old Confessions Ear Biscuits episode. And I also double space after a period. It's a habit I can't break. I learned it in school in the 90s, and I just can't not do it. It's ingrained into me, so you're not alone there, Link. Bye.
To watch more Ear Biscuits, click on the playlist on the right.
To watch the previous episode of Ear Biscuits, click on the playlist to the left.
And don't forget to click on the circular icon to subscribe.
If you prefer to listen to this podcast, it's available on all your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks for being your mythical best.